it has been quite a year. I got to go to London and shoot with the McLaren F1 team with Lando and Oscar. Got to shoot on a few projects now, I guess, involving the Apple Vision Pro. I've been able to produce and DP for a lot of projects this past year, and I'm looking forward to continuing that and expanding and growing upon that this next year. And so I'm going to try and share a lot of that, share a lot of behind the scenes and just my experiences and what I've learned and my processes of doing things. And that is by no means to say that I have it all figured out or the way that I do things is how it should be done. But it's just what's worked for me and how I've gone about doing things. And again, I'm constantly learning and changing things as I go, which I think is important. What anybody should do. But for me, this is how I've done it so far, and this is kind of what my processes are. So I'm going to try and share a lot of behind the scenes on some previous projects that I've done and some upcoming projects that I have throughout the year, and just how I go about doing that as I operate my own production company and as I freelance and contract and hire on vendors and different things, and just how that process looks like for me and for the type of work that I specifically do. So 2024 was pretty much crazy. It was just nonstop going, just did not slow down at all. Between work and freelance and just family and life in general, it was by far the craziest year it's been for me in a very long time. But it's over now. It's been an incredible experience. I got the opportunity to be a part of a lot of great projects over Christmas break to kind of slow down and breathe, take a break, and just kind of think through what the processes and things are that I need to do to streamline this and make it more effective, more efficient, and improve the productivity and the quality of the work that I'm doing, as well as knowing what to streamline and what to outsource, and just how to improve so that I can do more projects, bigger projects on bigger budgets, bigger levels. And so I've already started implementing some of those these past couple of weeks, and I'm going to continue to do that. And so I'm going to try and share a lot of that here as I continue to do so, and just share a lot of behind the scenes and just my experiences and what I've learned and my processes of doing things. And that is by no means to say that I have it all figured out. I originally started this channel because I couldn't find any videos on film cameras that weren't just top-down, hands pressing buttons with some awful 30-year-old copyright-free music that you've never heard of before. So that's why I started doing this, and I'm still going to do videos on film cameras and shooting film, and that's still going to be a big part of what I do here, but also incorporating that into how I use these older cameras, and primarily more so the older glass, and shooting a lot of the video work that I do now. I actually got to shoot the Dream lens on a Red Komodo just recently, which is pretty cool. I almost shot it on the Pixis, which would have been really interesting, but I was misinformed on the mount with the lens versus the Pixis, so we weren't able to do that. But still, Dream lens, it's pretty awesome. Very soft. I did stop down, but it's still very soft. But a cool lens. It worked out. The client liked it. It's the look they wanted for, so I'm happy with how that came out. But yeah, just things like that. Incorporating that kind of stuff into modern workflow. And then just, gear that I've used. I bought a few new things, but not a whole lot. I mainly bought new gear for me, but that is older gear in the sense that it's been out because it works for what I'm doing now. And honestly, I think we're in an interesting time where cameras are kind of plateauing. I think the next big thing is going to be full frame or large format sensors, but that's still a bit of a ways off, I think. So now is kind of the time where cameras are kind of at an even playing field, with the exception of a few. I'm not saying the Pocket 6K I'm shooting on now is the same as, an Arri Alexa LF or anything like that. Definitely not. But as far as sensors and dynamic range and color profiles, it's hard to go wrong. If you know your stuff, you can make a lot of cameras today work really well. I mean, look at the Creator was shot on the FX30, and that's pretty much all you need to know. It's a great camera. Personally, not a Sony fan, just because, I don't know, the workflow just isn't for me. But still, great camera, and it just proves the point that you don't need the Arri Alexa Mini LF. Great camera, but you don't need that for every project. Also, we bought a house, or we bought a project, however you want to call it. This is the most of the house that's actually done right now, and you can still see I got a bubble level over there and stuff that needs to go to Goodwill, but you don't want to see what's back here. We had to redo ceilings, we had to paint, I had to redid drywall in our bedroom. I still got to put a floor in our bedroom, redid all baseboards, redid all the lights and ceiling fans, and I gotta start on redoing the bathroom next week. So I don't know, maybe this will turn into a DIY house flipping channel. A lot of home renovations coming as well, which I don't know if I'll share a lot of that here or not. It's good to be back. I'm going to try and share a lot of this more regularly. I know there's a really cool little light meter I recently got that'll be out here in a couple days. I'm going to share about that. And then also my travel lighting package, which I'm using part of it right now. Half of my gear, actually all my gear, is still packed up in the garage. So this is just what I was able to access. And even this took me 2 or 3 hours to find all the parts and assemble and put together. So it's been an ordeal. I was supposed to do this like January 1, but at least I'm doing it. So yeah, there's a lot in the works, a lot more to come. But that is where we're at now with videos and just the content that I'm working on now. If you guys have questions on film cameras, film lenses, or video production, producing, DPing, or just being a freelancer or a contractor or running a production company, I definitely don't have it all figured out. But you know, I've been through the ringer. I've learned the hard way in a lot of things, and I'm still learning. If I can share some things that make it easier for somebody else, or just keep you from making some of the same mistakes, then yeah, at least I'm helping you out and we're talking and doing something. And I'll be back soon.